juggling the multi-platform. I know there's Restream and those trying to get there, but they're not quite there yet. But thank you again, Series MH, for gifting that tier 1 sub to Conrad. Conrad, now have yourself some nice advertisement previewing as well as access to the emotes, whether you want them or not. Okay, so with that said, we are going to pick up where we left off. We did play this before. We got to, I can't remember, something like Tavern rank 9 or 7 or something like that. But to fill in what we've got going on in the game, so does our tavern start open, or do we have to open it? Okay, so there's one question that we had last time asked. If I stage everything and we save and exit, it stays staged. I figured it would, but that was the question mark. We've got our ferries here. I think we're open. But yeah, so if you type in ale, all capital letters, A-L-E, you can be a customer here, just like we got Doppelganger hanging out here, as well as Viper, and Silver 8-track. And it'll get you in the queue and all that, and we can get all that going. I need to quickly adjust some of my stuff over here. There we go. I was going to get distracted by constantly being like, this person has joined the stream and all that. Alright, so we have an ale and a soup. I do have ferries that can help out with a lot of these jobs. Alright. But I also need to do some of the deliveries myself for a quest. But the idea behind the game is pretty straightforward. You have to juggle a whole bunch of different simultaneously going processes to just do your customers. So think of like Plate Up or something like that. Just the big difference is with Plate Up, you know, if you miss a single order, you get a game over. This one's not anything like that. Like, I don't believe there is a way you could lose the game. But it is, you know, progression. You'll make better progression working on stuff carefully versus not. Alright, so let's see here. So I need to serve 2 more sausage and a bunch more soup. How is our inventory looking and how's our money? I got about 500 gold coins. But yeah, so we upgrade our tavern to unlock new stuff. And this is what we're currently saving up for, is the 1,000 for that. As far as our materials go, let's get some more fairy dust. I'm restocking on stuff real fast. There we go. So, soup. And grab the 2 steak. And an ale. Because like I said, I want to get those requirements taken care of on the right. Have I played Tavern Master? I have not. Hey, Hector, how's it going? I have not played... Well, actually, have I played Tavern Master? I may have. That sounds familiar. I've played a lot of games where you run taverns and restaurants and all that. So, it wouldn't surprise me at all if I, Would you... Oh, you already beat me to it. There we go. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if I have played and I just forgot. Did you knock over the cactus? Come on, man. But yeah, so you get paid every single time they finish what they're doing and all that. The big one's going to be them ordering all the soup. So you've got all the dishes done. I don't really need more steaks right now. The soup's fine. So we can go ahead and pour some ale real fast, have it all staged. It's like this, but isometric. It sounds very familiar. I may have played it. Did the area you start on vaguely look like a dock? Because that sounds extremely familiar. Alright, no? Okay. Maybe not, because... No, I might be thinking there was a blacksmith game. Alright. But yeah, no, if it's any good, like... If you mention, I'm down to check it out some point. Yeah, I'm trying to force myself to actually run the orders for right now... until we finish our objectives. Wonder why you're not staging those on the table. Is there well, I mean, you can't make more right now. Yeah, and I'd be down to check it out. If it's something you think is worth my time to play, you can go ahead and, if you mention it in the Discord game suggestions. You manually build your own tavern? Yeah, no, it's, Yeah, I'd be down to check it out. Like I said, if you think it's any good, like, that's... I know there's, like, dozens and dozens and dozens of these... Hey, excuse me? There we go. He was in my warehouse trying to rob me. Alright. And we've got all this. I'm still gonna do it. Just because it's a time-sensitive one. Alright. Yeah, so we got Viper Viper, we've got Hughes the Force hanging out, we got Cerise the Mage and Kalaria Star. Got Night Dweller rolling in. The game has members like Defias Brotherhood, apparently a WoW reference. Yeah. This game, like, visibly very much looks like World of Warcraft. Like, visual aesthetics, it is very, very World of Warcraft-esque. Alright. Cool. You'll let them take care of that for right now. All right. Yeah, so we need 1,000 for that. That's what we're waiting on right now. Oh, that's how much storage I have and how much I'm using. So I am using most of my storage. That's totally fine, though. Oh, I didn't even check. For... Was it improvement? Where was I gonna look? Furniture, that's right. Okay, so you can get 2 more seats for 2. Go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, our fairy helpers are doing their absolute best to take care of things. Hey, you doing okay there, Viper? You have a little bit too much, buddy? Alright. As long as you pay for it. What? Why is there a shattered gnome? More ale, please? Oh, you'll have characters that'll do that. Oh, wait. I got you, friend. Alright. And 2 more of these. Ah, you beat me to one of them. That's okay, I got the other one. So you're getting that one, I can grab the steak. Alright. What is this all about? There we go, I was using the wrong thing. Okay, so I need to get the soup going. And get the steak going. Alright. One more soup after that, and we will have served all stuff. Could you, like, wipe your feet on the way in or something? Alright, and with this, I've delivered enough soup. Alright. So now it just wants me to up-level my tavern, which is what we were waiting on. Okay, so we can give you your sausage. So at least 2 steaks out there. And an ale. And I gotta pour those myself. Alright. You need to invest a doormat. Yeah. I don't actually think there's a doormat mechanic in this that I can alleviate that. It would be nice, though. Alright, so you had 1 bad pour. You find someone named Matt, you can have him hang out by the door? Excellent. Alright, just trying to keep this all moving. And there's our bad pour. Wonder why they're not making the steak right now. And they do have a thing where, like, during the day you have a lot more customers than in the evenings and all that. Alright. I forgot we can just sit there and talk to people for 1 reputation. Alright. So as you can tell, this is a juggling a whole bunch of things game. We will advance more stuff. We were pretty far in the game the last time we played. Which is part of the reason it's like, alright, let's bring it back out and just see what our mechanics are left in the game. But I figure we'll play this for the first half of the stream, and then second half we'll either pick up where we left off on RimWorld or Coral Island. Probably RimWorld. I want to make sure we keep that run going enough that it doesn't, like, fall out of people's mind share kind of thing. Alright, so you need water. Bathroom's still clean. You need water. Alright. Yeah, it's like a floor where you work. The doormats, that floor get real nasty real quick, especially when it rains. Yeah. Find someone named Alright, we already read that part. Yes. Oh, and I totally forgot. I have a picture we got at some point I was able to put up. That was weird. Because I can work on this while the fairies do their thing. Alright. The good news about this one is, as far as I'm aware, your character, like the people who show up at your store, even if you sit here all night not serving them, they will just hang out and wait. Which certainly is not realistic, but at the same time, it means you don't... Oh, wait, that's not true with that one. When you see urgent orders like this, that you have to jump on. That's the only one that the fairies can't handle. I have a dirty toilet. So you don't know if you want the beloved pet, so it goes to the processed meats. Folks may have a question. Hey, they know where their food came from. If they can't accept the harsh realities of life, that's on them. Alright, so we got the one fairy is doing a good job at making more soup. So I got you and you. Grab the sausage. 2 steak, 2 soup. Okay, you're cleaning tables. Alright. Get that big group in. See, I mean, it's kind of fitting for the fantasy setting. Tavern's more a hangout for a lot of people. Yeah. Grab one of you. One of you, and then it was 3 steak? No, it's 3 steak, 1 sausage. I'm down for that. The steak's one of my most expensive goods. Alright. So pretty soon I'm going to need to change up her balance a little bit, because... What the absolute... But yeah, because like you can tell the waitress fairy, she's definitely helping me, but she definitely cannot keep up. Which is literally the point, because if she could keep up all by herself, you would get those handful of people, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. Alright, time to upgrade our tavern real fast. And tavern level 7. So this is going to give us an expansion, new clients, new furniture, new decoration, unique guests, new events, new workplace, a VIP zone, and we can hire more fairies. Oh, that really changed our tavern a lot. Okay. I was not expecting a massive overhaul of my building. Alright, so let's see. I came a long way when I saw your tavern. I'm dying of thirst. All I ask is cold water. I'll bring it to you now. Wait. Thank you. I'll wait here. Look at the VIP room. Notable clients. You have become so popular, now have noble clients that will come to you. They need to be served in a separate room with noble furniture. For this purpose, you now have a noble hall. They want more expensive food, but they also pay more. They are also very particular about cleanliness in the tavern. In all other respects, they're the same as your other customers. Gotcha. So I think this one chair over here might be the noble table. Because we got this earlier. Oh, nope, it's not it. It's like, wrong room. Put it back. My bad, I'm sorry. Alright, so. Yeah, they want the wine and the cheese and all that, and they want noble furniture. I can't afford these things right now, so... Right. Alright. And you got Cerise the Mage, Doppelganger, Use the 4 Silver 8 Track, and Michigander hanging out together. We're taking care of that. We've got more soup going. Pretty soon, I'm going to need to do some more inventory. So let's look at what these things cost. So for a new ferry helper, that's 200. Okay, so 200, 100, 100. Okay, those are relatively inexpensive. But, I still need to save up for them. Let's make the nobles eat off the floor. We are hardworking locals. We deserve ale. Yet none of you ordered ale. Y'all ordered meat and soup. Which is fine. So deliver resources. Get some more ale moving here. I'm assuming that's that ferry that's a feeder ferry. I'm assuming that'll do stuff like feed the wood into the stove and maybe the water into these as well. All right. Okay, so you've already got the soup. It's also nighttime, so we don't have that many customers rolling in. So previously we ran out here. We could do this while we're waiting because I don't have a whole lot to work on anyways. We found a little camp over here, and it had a treasure map. And it vaguely looked like there's a treasure over here, but the thing I don't know is how the heck I would get said treasure. Yeah, it says right over here. Yeah, so that's the picture of the castle in this area. It's got three stones in a tree, or three dots in a tree. Well, there's one stone there. There's another stone over here. Oh, it's the giant tree that's different from literally everything else. Hey, achievement! We found the treasure. Cool. It was only 100 gold, but it was still 100 gold. All right. And drop that off. They're still working on that, so I don't need to worry about that right now. these prepped. Alright, so we got 200, so let's check our inventory again. 10 more veggie. 10 more steak. Get them all topped off so far as all that goes. Alright, while we wait, let's go ahead and chop some wood. You'll need wine and cheese? Yeah, no, I gotta... I've gotta wait for, us to have a bit more money. You don't think the Twitch integration likes you? Don't know. I know they show up on occasion, not constantly, so... I'll go check in a moment to see if maybe you've shown up outside. Like, I did see the other day it was ignoring moderators, and I got that fixed. You know, sometimes characters get to the door and don't go in. Yeah, if I don't have a table available, they just leave. They'll wait for a little while, and then they'll just go away. Alright. Alright, so you've already got that soup. Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it'll keep repeating the names of some people from time to time. And, like, the more people in the queue, like, the more people it's gonna go through with the names. Alright, so you're already on it. Let's see what we have strolling up here. There you are, Sherry. Yep. Alright, so we got them grilling that. The soup's going alright. We can go ahead. I wonder why I got the achievement for chop wood 20 times after I removed the wood from that. And not sooner. Okay. And I'll top off the water for the soup. Keep our fairies fed. All right. So let's check on our money and see where we're at now. Okay, so goods and resources. We're pretty much okay on everything for right here, so let's go for the improvement. I want to save up for the fairy helper next, because anything I can do to make it so they knocked over the cactus, I saw. That's okay, they left their wallet on accident. That's one of the things that, if you watch carefully, sometimes you'll notice they'll leave their money on the floor, and you'll be like, okay. I'll be keeping that, don't mind me. Take care of you two up here. And you ordered an ale, Sherry. That's what you got. Where's our waitress? Where's our cook? Oh, there you go. I was making sure it was actually getting delivered because I figured it was. I'll go grab the steak. Alright. But I hope everyone's been having themselves a good day. It is one of those things with these kind of games where it is kind of a little bit hard to keep up with chat because the game is just always going. The one good thing is as I get more and more of like the fairies handling the processes, I can stand back and even if it's not as efficient, I can just, you know, chill and let it happen. Alright. Let's check our inventory again, make sure we're good. Top off our inventory. Take out a supervisory role. Exactly. Where we stand back and we just watch, and we get paid more. Yeah, we feed the fairy dust. We don't ask questions where the fairy dust comes from so far as like what it's made out of, but we do have to buy it. Alright, Cerise, thank you again for hanging out and all that. I appreciate it. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and knock this log as well. Okay, the steaks are fine, the soup is fine, the beer is fine. I'll drop.
Thank you Luxray26 for subscribing for 15 months. So long, wow.
Thanks, Luckray. Thanks, Luckray, so much for the tier 2 sub. I really do appreciate that. I do hope you've been enjoying the stream, and I hope you've been enjoying your advertising previewing as well as access to emotes. That's 15 months you've been subbed to the channel, which is a heckin' long time. So I really do appreciate that continued support. It does mean a lot. Thank you again, and I hope you enjoy your advertising previewing as well as access to the emotes. Now we got 3 soup. You're taking care of one of the soup, so I'll take care of these 2. And you take care of that one. I'll grab the ale. Alright. Let's see, was playing Satisfactory, lost track of time. Yeah. I've been working on achievements for Planet Coaster in preparation of Planet Coaster 2 coming out. And it was definitely one of those things when it came to, like, before stream and all that. Well, that's lovely. Thanks, man. It's definitely one of those things that, like, before stream and all that, I was trying to knock out one of the challenge maps. And just sitting there, like, watching the clock wind down, going, I need to not still be doing this. I need to get ready for stream. But it's also those things where it's, like, right on the fence of finishing it. Alright, so you need water. Like, it didn't start later, I think, but it was definitely one of those ones that I was most of the way there. I just had to finish a roller coaster. So I really wanted to get it done. I've been doing that a lot lately. There's been, there's, like, Planet Coaster that, I've been trying to get all the achievements wrapped up. Same with Farm Sim. Farm Sim, I'm just down to collecting a bunch of collectibles on one map. That's the only achievement I've got left. Alright, so you need 2 sausage. Alright, so let's go here, and let's get our next upgrade. So, Fairy Helper. And I don't know what a feeder fairy does. Okay. Oh, I get it. I was able to just hire another fairy to work in my place, and I got another feeding spot. Gotcha. Cool, so I got 2 waitress fairies working for me now. Earn 10,000 coins. Cool. And it'd be good when I can get a bartender fairy. It's like one of the roles that only I can do. Like drawing the water, chopping the wood, and cleaning the toilets right now. I'm the only one who can do those around here. I'll just stage that. I see what you did in there, doppelganger, and I don't appreciate it. Alright, but having a second fairy handling the table should help a lot. We got an urgent order. Alright, so we've got that. Let you cook some more soup. Clean up after all of you animals. Making such a mess of my place at all times. Alright, so let's check our inventory again, and then we were probably due for another thing. I'm trying to keep about 20 of everything on hand, is what I'm trying to do. Because it is one of those things, as long as I keep that much inventory will be good. Where's the second? Okay, so second one's bringing back dirty dishes. That's fine. So having all the fairies working is almost switching this game into like an incremental game, where you just kind of like, you know, you push stuff to restock things, and then the money slowly trickles in. Now, granted, you still have to take a much more active role in things. All right, so you're grabbing the steak. I'll grab the soup. And you're both bringing those steaks, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, the cheese and wine will be 35, almost double the price of our other stuff. All right. Cool. I need to top off that water. Yeah, we were all trying to guess what the feeder fairy was, thinking that the feeder fairy was going to be some, like, fairy who'd grab the wood and feed it into the different systems or whatever. That's not what it is. It's literally just a feeding slot for the fairies, which is still fine. It means they don't have to babysit them as much. Improvements. So we will get the cheese shelves. Can work on that. I still don't know what this fairy is. Which fairy is that? There's one of the fairies that just sits on there. So we got the waitress, we've got the cook, and we've got the dishwasher. And I have no idea which one is the one that just restocks that shelf. All right. You like soup? Soup was pretty good. This table's... It's like, this table's all about the sausage, except Riper is like, nah, soup, man. You don't know what's in that sausage. Yeah, so I suspect what this will ultimately mean is over the time, I'm gonna have to babysit the other stuff a bit more. Grab 2 wood and just top that off real quick. Alright. When you go to Rual's, you gotta have the soup. You'll see fairies, man. It's far out. What is it, Oh man, I'm blanking on the name of the game. It was the Fantasy Papers, Please one. Her name was a pun, and I can't remember what the name of the game was. It's little... Oh, what is it? It's little something. Little Guardsman. Yeah, Little Guardsman. Goes, coupon for Monty's, home of the soup. Alright, so next purchase. So we've got our improvements done. Alright, so furniture. So the iron furniture is for that back room. We can figure that out. And then we'll also have like all the other stuff. And then if we go to order the cheese and all that, I'm assuming the cheese all costs more. Well, that's interesting. I don't have the cheese listed. Maybe it won't list until I get the tables. So it looks like iron tables are the ones that go for the nobles area. And then we have the other one. Let me go ahead and get more water staged. Because I plunked that down. So I think I'm also going to do is we go here. We're going to go to music settings. Because that music's getting a little repetitive. So I'm going to quickly turn on our music here. And I need to fix this link so I have to search for the playlist again and again. Like, the music of the game's perfectly fine. But it's not... There's not many tracks on it. This is kind of one of those ones after you listen to it for a while. Well, no backsinging, but it's not iron, it's noble furniture. Oh, I see. Okay. So what the heck is the difference between the iron and the wood table? Other than apparently the iron table is cheaper than the wood table? I don't know why we get the iron. Do they have some sort of durability? Not that I could think of. It could be that it's more stain resistant and all that. Excuse me, sir. Salty. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You've had one too many, friend. Yeah, no, it could be just aesthetic, because I was also confused that the iron one was cheaper. Alright, so. In that case, let's double check with our resources. Yeah, no, we don't have the cheese and all that listed here. So we can go here to our furniture, noble, noble table for 1 or noble table. Well, there's a noble table for 2. Yeah, the inventory in those all seems to be fine. Those all seem to be fine. Just enjoying the music. Someone puked in the tavern, -10. Cerise. Was that you? I'm thinking that's you. And you're tracking... How are you tracking footsteps from inside my tavern? Whatever. All right. You may not want to know the answer to that. I mean, you right. I need to order new products. Alright, is there somewhere I can move these chairs around and all that? Alright, so delivery, resources. I knew these were going to be more. Alright, so it's going to take a little bit of doing because right now I don't have much in the supply there. And we're going to have to deal with that. One thing I'm also going to need to potentially do is I'm going to need to figure out how I want to rearrange some of these tables so I can get around. Since it does appear I'm going to be running back and forth. And unlike the regular customers, I'm imagining the nobles will be like, no, you haven't served me in 5 minutes. 1 star on Yelp. You know what I'm talking about, Cerise. All right. This is gonna be so annoying because I won't be able to see the stuff. Cheese time? Yep. Where are all my customers at? I knew it's like 2:30 in the morning, but I really need you to spend more money. Or just leave your money on the floor. I can live with that too. Cool, that works. Okay, you're doing fine there. We're fine here. Hey, the follow. Welcome to the stream. Speaking of Chinese, you ordered pizza? Excellent. Pizza's a good time. You've had your share of dealing with that type of customer? Yeah. Alright. So again, we're gonna try and keep our shelves stocked up to 20. Oh my god. Please. I need you to buy more goods. All of you, buy wealthy. Get the steak. Well, one of you was listening. Because basically I'm prioritizing keeping the store we already have running up and running. Oh no, is that our first noble customers? It is. We got our first noble customers, Fizip and Sherry Kind. You're both trying to sit in the same side. That's not how it works. And they have ordered the cheese. And I've welcomed them both here. Can you not raise the price of the goods? No, as far as I can tell, you can't change the price on your goods. It's just you buy it for one price and you sell it at another. Which I honestly think is fine. Alright. Oh, I still don't have the money because we haven't been paid yet. Also, you welcomed them while they were eating, as is custom. Oh yeah, always got time for like the moment they go to start eating, though. Just enough, like, you got a time so they got like a nice mouthful of food. So they have that momentary, do they like panic, try and, you know, choke down their food real fast, or like what do they do? Give yourself a little bit more room to work with. This is the table I feel like I really want to move, is that one up there. Pardon, monsieur. Mayest I have le fromage? No. Get out. Oh, I'm sorry. You said you had money? Yeah, no, we can accommodate that. Alright, and delivery resources. Get some more wine and all that. The good news, it does seem like the waitress fairies are mostly keeping up. Like they're not super keeping up, but enough that it's not falling way behind in the main room. Oh, wait. VIP order. Oh, good. So now we know that the fairies won't stay on top of that, and so our next set of nobles is we've got Silver 8-Track having a wine and Doppelganger having a cheese. Congratulations. You have made it. Alright. Oh, right, I didn't order more cheese yet. Alright. I saw who made a mess over there. You know who you are. Oh, well. We have an urgent order. 2 sausage, 2 steak. We'll take care of that real fast. We'll see if that stops it. All right. I've got the whole thing where we've only been streaming for about an hour, and the TikTok player's like, "You're clearly AFK and not actually, you know, here. I'm streaming. This is how this works. Is I have a microphone and I have a camera and I communicate over it, and I don't sit there and stay on top of the thing the whole time." All right, so apparently it says I have like none to spare. My God, I need more money to keep the inventory on hand. You got Listed NZ and Craven Horde having themselves some wine. And how are you doing? You still got water there. You need a thing of water for the soup. Ah! It's like trying to move the bucket of water and just smash it into it. The thing behind us. Oh, are you gonna go over there and start chopping the cheese up for me? Oh, urgent order. You need a soup, 3 ale, and a sausage, I believe I saw. All right. All right. And I'm gonna need to get more tables for the nobles as well. Because right now I can only handle 1 table of 2. And you'd like a cheese and a wine. Okay, so that one is cutting the cheese for me. We have a dirty toilet. Who did that? I see you, Urban. I see what you did in here. Made a disaster and was like, yep, they pay someone to take care of that. I'm not gonna worry about that at all. That's not me problem that made this mess. Alright, so what the heck were we working on? Okay, so I need to get more soup and steak going. And I need to get more water for the dishwasher. Alright, get the soup rolling. Get the steak going. Cool. You'll be an urgent order, so let's see what you want. Alright, so check on our inventory, get that topped off again, so I need more of a lot of these things. Just how much more money we've got tied up in, you know, that slows us down a lot. There you go, Illicit and Conrad. Got your cheese. Wouldn't want to let you do without your cheese. Imagine. Why? That was weird. It took away my broom for a minute. Imagine living in a world where you weren't allowed to order cheese. Alright. Grab the 2 ales for you. 2 sausage for you. 2 more ales. And another 2 ales. We got 2 steaks. It's like we had like a lunch or dinner rush or whatever. Alright. Why does people look like Warcraft NPCs? It's just the art style they went with. I actually appreciate it, because it is kind of a thing that you'd think about the game like World of Warcraft, like, you know, instead of playing as like you're going to be the hero who saves the world or saves, you know, your faction or whatever. It's like, what's your job? I'm the bartender. What else do you do? No, that's my job. That's what I do here. Because there was a whole line of MMORPGs a while back. Who has the urgent order? Who has the urgent order? Of course it's the nobles. I see how it is. 2 nameless nobles. Just bullying the little guy here. All right. Let's see. Always with the nobles, and they're whining. Or winning. Yep. They're all like, I'm a self-made person. I just took all of the coin that I got from my dad in a nice minor loan that I didn't have to ever repay or succeed on. And I made myself from nothing. Alright. So let's check in everyone's feed. Gotta feed the fairies. Alright. Delivery resources. Look, we make really good money on the nobles. But it is the amount of money I'm having to keep tied up in just keeping the inventory so I can feed them. Yeah, small $1 million loan. Uh-huh. I had a small loan of $1 million, and would you believe it? I'm worth $800,000 now. I've known a fair number of people who had their family invest a whole bunch of money, and when you looked at it after the fact, you said, you know, very honestly, if you had just taken your money and put like the safest imaginable retirement there was. Where are you going with the wine? That's whatever. Like, if they would have just, you know, been as safe as they could about their spending and not, like, taken any risks. Like, literally just open a bunch of CDs, certified deposits. They would have come out ahead. They're like, they gave you money and you managed to reduce the amount of money you had. You know, investing / starting a business. Which, again, I'd rather someone does something versus just sitting on the money, certainly. But I've had people preach as like some major success, and you kind of scratch your head and you're like, I don't think you understand what success means. I need more fairy helpers. I have no money yet. I have to wait till they... Like, I've got all the goods, and they're all over the place. I gotta wait to actually get paid. You want a table for one. Yeah, sorry, Kalaria. I don't have tables for one. I'm working on that. They're not in my budget right now. We'll get there, though. I also kind of appreciate the idea. It's like, oh, sorry, we don't have a table for one. Oh, I'll wait. No, I don't mean we don't have one available. I mean, physically on the property, we don't have any tables for one. She can't set the two-person... Oh, no, that's a two-person table. That's right out. That's not how that works. All right. So let's go boom, boom. Boom, boom. I miscounted all of that, by the way. So I'll grab your ale. All right. And I assume one of the fairies has already got the steak on the way. Or not. All right. Cool, so, I mean, we're making money. It's just the running back and forth now of dealing with kind of like all the overhead and other things. Hey, Red Hawk Black Sheep, thank you so much for the raid. I really do hope you had yourself a good stream. What were you playing today and how did it go and all that? And welcome in, raiders. Don't mind me, I'm just being gradually overwhelmed trying to deal with my tavern, where we have just started serving nobility, and it's making my inventory costs unreasonable. Alright. How's the stream going? The stream's going good. We're just been having ourselves a nice chill time with managing our tavern. Just doing our best with all that. Okay, so soup's going. How's the soup table looking? It's not enough room for me to empty that out. That fairy is still cooking steaks. Hey. You get back here. That's right. He was robbing our warehouse. I think the idea is basically he goes back there for a while, and if you don't either interact with him or hit him with a pan or something in that period of time, that he probably steals. It's probably not like a lot of goods, but he probably steals a little bit of goods. Alright, so with that... Oh, wait, you gotta wait for the cart to go away. Alright, so with... Okay, so finally, we're caught up where inventory isn't going to be horrifically behind. We actually have a little bit of extra money to start getting more furniture and all that. I am going to try to focus on the VIPs real fast. And that's just so when it comes down to all of it, I can get the achievement challenge, whatever, not achievement, the quest objective done. Because it only counts if I do it. Alright, so you're taking care of all that. Alright, we got our next two nobles coming in here. That's good. I should be able to buy yourself, no coworkers. I have fairies that I hired. I don't know the exact dynamics of our working relationship, other than they do work for me, and all I do is I give them fairy dust. Yep. So you got Lux right here, who is a noble, as well as Cerise the mage. Both chomping down on some cheese. I pay them fairy wages. Yep. Alright, so, before we get into that, so the next improvement's gonna cost us $13.50, so that's good to know. Let's go to our furniture, noble furniture. Let's get 2 spots for 1. So we have 1 spot for 2 people and 2 spots for 1 person. And it'll keep expanding that. It's Coke. Hey man, no, it's fairy dust. Oh come on, that wasn't a miss. It's very clearly fairy dust. You're thinking of the game we were playing yesterday. Besides, this is a Pepsi kitchen here. You're gonna find mellow yellow on tap. They mean the art Coke? No. That was the game we were playing yesterday. Wrong game. You had to go to bed, so you missed the end of Crimson Clear. How was the ending? It wasn't bad. The way I will phrase it is, it wasn't bad, but it also felt like a missed opportunity. Like, they could have done a lot more with it, and just, for whatever reason, chose not to. It was fine. Like, it wasn't one of those ones you get to the ending, you're like, ah, or anything like that. It was just one of those ones you're like, man, they could have done so much more with this. But it's fine. Oh, I see. Cool. So I've got them sorted. You walk past the tables, and the person's like, rawr, rawr, rawr. You're just like, dude, close the mouth. Actually, actual sprites on tap. Yeah, we just juiced the sprites. That's all. Top off our inventory. Alright. I did see some point soon we get a bartender fairy. And the assumption with the bartender fairy is that, they would be responsible for handling all that. Alright, so I need more water for the dishwashing fairy. Alright. Soup's going. How's the table looking? I still can't accommodate 10. Steak needs more wood. But yeah. No, it's just like with the, like, I won't spoil the ending. So if I was like, oh no, I gotta go because whatever. It was just that, the way I will phrase without spoil things is I wish the protagonist played a more active role in the conclusion of the story, is the way I will choose to phrase it. Even the nobles making a mess in their way in here. How dare. I need you both, Arco and Calaria. I need you both to get the wine, please. Whatever you had in mind, yeah, there. Thanks. That's how this works. Boom, instant service because you ordered the correct thing. Because that means if I do one more wine, that's that objective done. And Fizip being like, feed me now, no delay. Oh. Like, that's the other one, is taking the time to run around to see if people left their money on the floor. Like, I'm wondering if we see that happen at the noble table, if it'll be like a substantial amount of money or something like that. Like, that's your lottery ticket of the game. Alright. Delivery, resources. We're not short on anything yet, so we'll go to delivery furniture, noble. In our table for 2. So I'm suspecting, because I had that the opposite direction it should have been. There we go. Cool. And you also want me to serve a bunch of ale and sausage. They're like, don't you dare ignore your regular customers. We're gonna make you deal with both. Alright. I'm gonna keep a bunch of it staged on my hands, so that way as we see people order, we just run up and drop it off. Okay. And you've got all that. So we've got all that going. Alright, so with this, there's another thing we need to work on. Let's go ahead and stage some more water. Oh, 1 second. There you go, friend. As long as you are ordering the ale or the sausage, service will be prompt. Otherwise, you can wait. Wait, what? Maybe the fairy was right there with me when I dropped it off and I thought I did it. Alright, so we're good there. The steaks are already going, so that's fine. We'd check our inventory again. So we need more ales. More of you. More of you. We have a dirty toilet. Don't worry, I'm just taking all your food to the toilet. It's fine. It's just how we make sure that you always have as prompt a business as possible. We always have our food ready to rock and roll. We've been running around out in the sun with your ale. Where's your urgent order? Oh no. This might immediately backfire on me. You needed 2 wine. There we go. Get your cheese while I'm here. All right. And I think we had grabbed another table for 2 already. There we go. Alright, so our inventory is doing perfectly fine here. We need the 1300 for that, but that's okay. So we can go ahead and go to furniture, noble furniture. I could still get another table for 2, so I can grab that. Just trying to expand that operation as much as possible out there. You still have firewood. I'm suddenly realizing a significant flaw in my plan, being that I cannot put the sausage back right now. And I don't want to throw it all away because that's just money lost. And I am going to need to clear up some hands here pretty quick. All right. Hey, there you go. When you order the correct things, I'll take care of it right away. All right. I thought I already had a bucket staged. It's wrong place. Drinking that wine, I got the cheese. Do you want 2 ales? 3 ales? These 2 have been sitting here this whole time. Poor Alpha and Conrad are just straight up being ignored by the fairies. They've just been sitting there. It's like, I would really like to eat. It'd be really nice if you would get us our food, please. Nah, I'm sorry. We don't do that here. You didn't order the ale or the sausage. That is the problem. I mentioned if you wanted prompt service, it's the ale or the sausage. Anything else, you wait. Sadly, not the worst service I've ever experienced. Oh man, I've had once or twice, and it's not one of those things that like. I can't say there's really been a time I've had people, you know, I've gotten service from that the people themselves are just like an issue in themselves. Just stuff like, you know, orders messed up, orders lost, that kind of thing. Because there was definitely a time like orders forgotten that took us over an hour to get our order because everyone thought the other person was taking care of it. And then again, when it got to be time for us to actually, you know, get our food, like the order didn't get to the back. Like, it was a whole mess. And it was, you could see it was like a bunch of honest mistakes. It's just for us, it really sucked. It's like, that's the worst outlier. But I haven't had like much in the way, like I haven't gone to a place where like someone was just like rude or belligerent or something like that. I've had customers who were that way. many times. But usually the only times I've seen a someone working the counter get uppity, it was always in a case where, you know, someone else had like initiated the problem. Well, that's not what I wanted. We wasted a sausage. So I've learned my lesson to not bother pre-stocking everything. Not the worst customer service, so I'll probably be back, yeah. Like, I've definitely seen once or twice where a customer got, like, really nasty, and then the waiter, waitress, whatever, responded in kind. But I haven't run into situations where, like, the waiter or waitress, with the exception of there is a place, I forget what the name of it is, but, like, their whole shtick is that the service is rude. But, like, it's a deliberate decision. Like, as, like, a gimmick, like, so you go up and they start picking on you and that. It's not really my jam, but a lot of people like it for the humor and all that. It's just one of those things that, you know, yeah, dicks, yeah. I notice a lot of people like it, and there's a lot of people who really don't enjoy it. Because it especially tends to cater towards people picking on physical appearance. Yeah, there's one of the Excalibur in Vegas. Yeah, no, when we went to TwitchCon, like, we didn't stay there, but, like, we were at Excalibur, but we did not go to Dick's. Like, we were looking for stuff in the area, and my wife was like, no, I've been to that, I don't need that. It's like, it's not my idea of a good time. That's close enough. Who was that, by the way? Oh, it's just a random one? Let's see here. We got an ale over in the corner. Got an ale, a sausage over here. We can get that'll sorted out there. Okay, so you need a bucket of water, and you need a bucket of water. Said been bullied a lifetime, not paying for the experience. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. It's one thing, like, and I haven't been. It's one thing, like, if the bullying is kind of like fun stuff where they pick up on, like, what you're wearing clothing wise to, like, figure out fandoms or whatever. But the issue is with, like, certain things, like if you're particularly tall or you're particularly short or you're particularly skinny or you're particularly, you know, heavier set or whatever, you already know the insult's coming your way. And it very quickly it's like, well, that's not fun. like, look, man. Let's see. Let's see. Hofbräu House has absolutely amazing experience. You get spanked for ordering a shot of Jaeger or Schnapps. Gotcha. I know there's when we went to Germany, there was a it was like a medieval times kind of thing, and it was very much the kind of thing where they're like, you know, oh hey, I'm not looking for any alcohol, I just have the juice, and they're like, they'll pick on you for it, which they probably don't nowadays. Like they wouldn't force it on you, but they'd tease you about it or whatever. They probably wouldn't do it nowadays because, you know, with people realizing how much more that there are people that have problems with addictive behavior and alcoholism and all that kind of stuff. You got a buddy who got fired from Dick's for being too good at shit talking? I mean, like, I do agree that you're going there for that experience, That was, oh man, what was it? There was, and man, this is going back like 10, 15 years. There was a couple who, they wanted to have a, it was like a Disney wedding, but for whatever reason, they really liked the character of Cinderella's, you know, Cinderella's stepmom, who, you know, is effectively a villain in that show, movie, whatever you want to call it, depending on which iteration it is. And they got really upset when, you know, the stepmom was rude to them. And it was like, yeah, that's what she does. All right, I'm gonna just go back here and grab a bunch of steaks. Because we got almost every table here is waiting on steaks. Your fairies got to pick up the pace. Okay, those two are waiting on soup. Evil actors are so good at being evil too. Oh man, that's So I'm not big on theme parks really. Like my wife enjoys them a great deal. I really don't like being around large numbers of people. Like it's fine, but I find it very exhausting. And then especially like when you're talking theme parks, I can think of a very long list of things I'd rather do with my day than wait in line to get on a ride. But I am excited to see that they announced that they're adding a new, like, villain part to Disney. And I'm like, it's about freaking time. Because a long, long time ago, we have buddies who work over in the Disney area, so we get invited to do that stuff from time to time. And a long, long time ago, we got invited to, I can't remember, it was like some, like, evening party thing. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like villain themed where they had everyone like they had the cast members, whatever you call them, which is just Disney for your regular staff. But they had them all like the villains out, and they were like picking fun, teasing, and like really playing up their characters and all that, and it was actually a lot of fun. Versus like, it is definitely, yeah, be prepared. It's definitely one of those things when you look at a lot of that, because they're scared of like hurting their brand or whatever, that all of the good characters will almost never say anything at all potentially negative, barring of course, you know, when someone's being a jerk to a cast member and they get snippy about it, but like that person usually gets fired, which again, usually it's the other person starts it and then they get caught on camera and they get in trouble, which is garbage. But like someone puked in my tavern. Sherry. Why are you complaining about me and giving me a bad review when you're the one who ordered drinks and couldn't hold it? Sure, I mean, we cleaned the drinks in the sink with us swirling it around a couple times and calling it clean. Sure, the ale's been sitting here for more than a day in, like, at room temperature, out and about. Yeah, I get that. But hear me out. That's on you for getting sick. Don't get mad at me. Also, don't call the health inspector. We can't afford that. Alright, so pretty soon I should be good for our upgrade. Yeah, well, actually, we need more stuff for soup and steaks. And I'll top this off as well. I'm sure the fairies keep it fresh. Sure. You can drop a soup off here. Alright, so you'll need water. Get your... It's like, I'm trying to work here. I know, the dishes are gonna get backed up because they don't have water either. Alright. So you still got firewood in both of you, so we're good there. All of you still got your fairy dust. We got the drinks staged. That poor person in the back corner there has been waiting this whole time, being like, "Can I have my soup, please? I've been here for a couple of hours. I'd go to the next place over, but you're literally the only one." You cannot see. I say you cannot see the footsteps in this room at all well. We need brighter lighting? I know. Anyone leave any money on the floor for me? I like money. Money's pretty swell. That's fine. Yeah, we're hitting like the 2, 3 in the morning time when everything slows down. Alright. So do we have enough for our next improvement? Like 20 more bucks. So we'll get another tavern expansion, new clients, furniture, decoration, unique guests, new events, and we can hire another ferry. Cool. Yet saying we're still part of the tavern isn't clean, and I don't see it. Don't know. We'll upgrade our tavern and maybe I'll see it then. Or I won't. I don't care. And why can I not upgrade you? I guess I have to finish my orders. That's fine. That means I just have extra money. All right. Well, in that case, let's look at the delivery resources. We need to make more soup and this again. I kind of wish I could get both the furniture and that at the same time. It's fine. Yeah, so those are all basically caught up. We can take him in and chop some wood. Yeah, so I'm guessing we have to deliver enough of the ale and all that before we'll be allowed to progress again. Alright. Because we had the money, but it wouldn't let me do it. Why are you all just sitting around? Is there literally nothing for you to do? Yeah, so we need to keep handling the sausage and the ale. Unfortunately, we're only about halfway through it because I keep getting distracted managing other parts of business. So furniture, noble. I can get one more piece of furniture for the nobles. Oh, we have a traveler. Come a long way and I saw your tavern. I'm dying of thirst. All I ask for is cold water. I'll bring it to you now. Just wait. Okay. I bring you water extra aggressively. There you go. The only way to deliver water. Directly to your face at speed. Alright, there's an ale. And now I can go here and... All right. So we've got the nobles area basically full up. In this area, we're allowed to replace our tables with iron or whatever tables. I haven't noticed an appreciable difference because like this is the other ones and they look nicer, but functionally, I don't know if there's any difference. And so it's hard for me to justify spending a bunch of money to upgrade all of these to iron tables when that doesn't seem to matter. We also can get seating for another table of 6 if I could find a place. Does the game have lose conditions? No. Maybe you get a little bit more reputation? Yeah, I wish if that was how it works. I do wish it was transparent, being like, hey, this other type of table you can buy, what it does is this. Because like right now it's like, okay, but you've not given me any reason for me to spend my money on it. You're just like, you can buy this, but what does it do for me? So I do wish it was a bit more transparent like that. It takes a little bit more to get dirty, or you know, your pay is a little higher or whatever it is. Because otherwise right now what I want to do is hoard my money for the purposes of continuing my upgrades. Nope, I get to I'm delivering that ale. I'm the one with the quest to do it. Alright. Aesthetic? Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. That's the reason I haven't purchased one. Is I'm guessing it's literally just aesthetic. Alright. Yes, I'm just focusing on it because I think our progression is blocked behind me delivering these goods ourselves. I don't think it's a reputation holding us back right now. I think our reputation's actually ahead of where I need to be for all this. Alright. Yeah, so we're good. I only need to deliver 7 more ales and 13 more sausage. It is a bummer that when the fairies deliver, it doesn't count. Because if you weren't watching that, I could definitely see you sitting there being like, you know, here I am, like, super late game money-wise. I've got, like, every upgrade that my shop can have, and then I'm not allowed to progress because I haven't noticed that I haven't been manually delivering the ale myself or whatever. Alright, I know I'm going to probably regret this. We're going to go ahead and deliver the furniture. We're going to deliver the big table, which will be our second one of the really, really big table. There we go. We have an urgent order. Who is our urgent order? A cheese and a wine. Alright. Yeah, and I have noticed one of the fairies will go behind the counter and like stage the sausage and the cheese and all that, but they will not do the drinks. And we can throw this away. We got our delivery. All right. Cool, and they're taking care of that. And pretty soon I'll probably have to clean up the bar, the tavern. And probably top stuff off as well. Oh, jeez. You know, for nobles, you're awfully slobs. Not saying anything, Michigander, but those footprints led right to your table. Just saying. Not trying to accuse anyone of anything. Just saying that the evidence very heavily leans to that you're the one tracking all the dirt in here. You and Toke. Alright, so we've got that topped off. Alright, I've almost finished this, all that. So it does look like I need, what, 4 steaks? Thought there was one more. Alright, so let's go ahead and catch the fairies up, because they've fallen behind. Then we have 2 steaks, and was that a soup for the last one? Yeah, 2 steaks and a soup. Is there anything I gotta worry about in here? Just cleaning up our floor. And just 9 more sausage should get us the next thing we need. And meanwhile... yeah, so I'm not allowed to place the tables down here. Sure, that's gonna be real cozy when those people go to get in there. Alright, we're about to finish up with the ale. Cool, so we got all the ale sorted out for the mission, so now I just have the sausage to deal with. And then once we get enough of the sausage handled, then we'll be good there. Alright. You still got 10 there. Let's go ahead and do our inventory. I haven't done that in a while. So inventory food-wise, we need more ale. We could use more sausage. Just a little extra meat, a bunch more wine, a bit more cheese, and fairy dust. All right. And you need water. All right. Yeah, so there's definitely a whole thing about this. If you ever... Hey, Tig, how's it going? It's definitely one of those ones, if you ever played Gas Station Simulator, it very much feels like that. Not quite as slapsticky a vibe for its humor, but like the whole... There's always 2 or 3 things going on that you can't quite get all of them done. But then the other thing about this is it's also okay, just like Gas Station Simulator, if you're like, you know what, I just don't want to put I don't want like the pressure of dealing with all this at the same time. So to have it relax so you can just turn off services. You can't quite do that here, but it's more, you can just pace it however you'd like to pace it, and it's fine. Alright, grab another ale. We've got... Oh, there's a sausage. That's the big thing, is that I do the deliveries of the sausage. Everything else is fine. So we got 3 steaks. Cool. And grab you for this table. Alright, let's get another pail here. They're just dealing with the soups right now. Alright. And I do think when we level up the next time, I think the next fairy we get is the bartender, who my guess is literally all they probably do is just go between this and the wine keg and keep these topped off. Which should make our lives way, way easier. Because it'll just be like one more thing I don't even have to touch. Because honestly, this is becoming one of our bigger time sinks now. He's just going from one table to the other, or one section to the other, just topping a drink supply off. Alright. Our place is getting genuinely gross. Where's the worst of the mess? There you are. And you still need water to make more soup. Alright. It is one of the problems with these types of games, because everything is just go, 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 go. It definitely makes it difficult to, like, keep up with all things going on in chat and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, keep the conversation moving, because you're just juggling so many priorities at a time that it's hard to have multiple topics going at once. I also need to chop the wood. Which is not bad from, like, a game perspective, certainly. Having a game that keeps you engaged is always a plus. It's just easy to, like, fall behind on things. Alright. On the plus side, it does really seem like the fairies do a good job of keeping things going. I had been warned that the fairies were kind of buggy and to watch out for it. I don't think we've really had a problem with them. Because we have them where they show up here and they restock the shelves and all that. But it could also be that, you know, whatever the issue was got resolved beforehand. So you want a wine and a cheese. Just seeing all the people hanging out. It's cool seeing all the names. It does kind of lose a little bit of meaning after a while. Now, like, when you first see the names, it's like, oh, that's so cool. But as things get more and more frenetic, as I'm running around to more and more places just to handle what's going on, we barely notice the names much. Other than Alyssa and Z is apparently getting plastered at the bar. As you do. So it's only when we have the ones where, like, someone comes in and they get, you know, blackout drunk or whatever, is about, like, the only time you particularly notice. I am noticing as the number of people going into our bar keeps increasing, the rate on which we have to clean goes up a lot, which certainly makes sense. Like, that'd be realistic. But at the same time, it's also kind of annoying because you run into the problem where as you automate the other parts of the game out, you're just managing the bar and sweeping. And filling the water. Alright. Sweeping fairy. There is the sweeping fairy. We don't have it yet. But there is a fairy that does that job. Yeah, and it's not going to let us upgrade that till we get the next thing. Resources. So I need more of these. I also kind of wish you could make this screen more efficient as well. Like, that I could say, I would desire to have 20 of these. Alright, Alyssa, I think you've had enough. Here, I'll try and put you in a nice seated position right here. No, no, no. Sit you right there. Yeah, that's about right. But yeah, so it's like, you could sit there and say, I would like to maintain this. Like, I'm fine running over to the thing and it being like, hey, that's going to cost you this much money, and you do it. Like, that all makes sense to me. But just that I wouldn't have to, like, pick it up to, like, do that again and be like, all right, what's the difference? You push the button and it just says, all right, I'm going to put 10 of these on your order and all that. Alright, so you're fine. Table is not empty enough to deal with that. The steaks are all stocked up fine. Our ale is one short of perfect. The cheese and the wine are all in good order. Century Cooking and Conrad are enjoying themselves. Some wine. Excuse you? So I don't know, because I caught them, if that didn't take from my inventory or how that works. Because I've never had one get that far that I'm aware of. No, everything's still in stock. I probably because I didn't manage to leave my bar before I caught them is probably the reason why that was fine. I'm willing to bet if they reach, like, the edge of the map and you don't stop them, then, you know, some number of goods go disappearing. I just don't know if it's, like, the some number of goods as a singular item disappears, or, like, a stack of 10, or all of one good, or some amount of weight of goods. Therefore, your higher value but lighter weight goods being a problem. No idea. Alright, so you only need to get 2 more sausage out of here, and I'm gonna be ready for it. Got our 2 sausage staged. Don't penalize me because you threw up. That was your choice. You wish this was co-op? I feel like co-op, like having the fairies, I feel like co-op wouldn't do much. Like, it could be fun, but it'd almost be you'd want to get rid of the fairies helping. Otherwise, you'd probably have people standing around with nothing to do. Not meaningfully, at least. I'm actually generally in the camp that I don't need every game to be co-op. Like, there's almost every game I've played that people be like, oh, this should be co-op. Like, you'll have, oh, City Skylines, this should be co-op. It's like, I mean, sure, but if I'm being honest, I don't really care. And when it comes to dev time, generally speaking, multiplayer is one of the biggest time sinks for a feature. Bug bashing when you're talking about multiplayer is leagues more involved than, you know, when you're dealing with single player. So, like, for me, for a game like this, I wouldn't be against co-op existing or anything like that. I would like to see instead the dev time go into, like, what other additional systems, like maybe we would get to start running a stable as well, or maybe you'd get like some type of, like, not manufacturing per se. I need you, hey, you see the sausage? I need you to order sausage. 2 of you? I'm disappointed in all of you. No, I'm gonna take my time handling your order. I'm gonna defer it to my staff. They're not the most efficient at their job, and they will absolutely prioritize royalty and nobility over you. But that's what happens if you did not order the sausage. They'd be like, oh, I want the steak. Yep, you're gonna get one at a time. Congratulations, Viper. You can go ahead and start eating while all of your friends watch. All because you didn't order the sausage. Alright. Because once I get 2 sausage, I can level up, and I have enough money just sitting here. Not only can I level up, I'll probably be able to immediately level up and get the next upgrades as well. Okay, it does sound like Tomb is home. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take about a 5-minute break here to welcome my wife home, get some food happening real fast, and then I'll be right back. So thank you again for tuning in, and I'll be back here in about 5 minutes. So in the meantime, I do hope you've been enjoying the stream, and I'll be back in just a few. Because these aren't, I'm not wearing pants right now. So yeah, so I'm trying to just continue. It's freezing, can we have a heater? No. Oh, I see. This is the... Oh, it's not freezing because you need a heater. It's freezing because we have a giant ice cube in the room with you. That is not the button I wanted. This is why games need an undo button. One prisoner is rioting. Oh. Well... I blinked. Breaking news, Rual single-handedly cuts down the Amazon. Hey, that's what it gets for taking up so much of the planet. It's all like, I produce most of the air on the planet. Look, nature, no one asked you. This group, we're gonna bail. I just need to clear enough that I can get out. That was our tire. We're dead. Oh, how did... I'm not asking questions. It's fine. I don't know. What's... Oh. I wonder if I got some dead pixels on my right screen. Like right here on my screen, I got a little black line. Just like that big. And it's like, oh, maybe it's like a hair or something. It's like, no, that looks like looks like some dead pixels. Oh well, that screen's been around a while. And it's at least not my main screen. So, I can. You see that too? Oh, weird. Is it just some like stream compression thing? Because it's not in the game itself. Oh, you know what it is? It's my microphone. Yeah, it's just like I didn't like, for me I didn't see this. It's like, wait a second, what? Yeah, that's a microphone. Gotcha. I forgot how much of an impact that all has on your animation speeds and everything. It's like, we'll just grab the jacket, it'll be fine. We'll toss it on. I approve of this disaster. This is a straight up disaster, and I am here for it. You don't get to have a name yet. And in a game where a single hit can be the end of it, 95% is still not good enough. Someone clipped that? I'm pretty sure we just pushed him, and it counted as a spear stab. Alright. It's not at all what I expected to happen in that moment, but...
We broke an atmosphere, and we're descending towards the landing site.
Is that a building down there? What do you mean you can't identify it? Hold on. No turning back now. Positions, everyone. Touching down in 10, 9, 8.
It's coming from the building? Change course. Set thrusters to full.
So, you're still picking me up, right? Right? Still getting a ride? No? Yeah, so if you didn't gather what the... Oh! I was not expecting that. You are correct. It does do a thing. You just gotta hold it long enough. Well, that's not what you want to see. Where are my SWAT? Oh! How'd you get through the door? I was busy focusing on, there's one of the prisoners over here had a shotgun. Edward over here. I was like, oh, I may not want to go there. How did you get through the door? Oh, he probably stole keys. He must have stolen keys off of one of the people that got killed. Well, that was Rita's go. Now, if you watch this zombie, I know the exact moment I can hit him by the moment the outline appears. So I can, and I can't now. That's the reason you want to turn on that aim outline especially when you're new. That'll make it so you don't swing and miss nearly as much, because you'll know. And also show you which zombie you're going to hit, because most of the time it's very intuitive, but once in a while, like when there's multiple zombies like on the ground getting up, you can make a lot of mistakes. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the zombie and I'm going to shove him. You're going to fall down for me, zombie. Oh, here. So... a trick that you can have is, as long as the zombie is not a crawler where it's crawling on the ground, you can stand on it to pin it to the ground and it can't hurt you. And that's true of you standing on the zombie or another zombie standing on the zombie. So if you do run into a situation where you've got like 2 zombies coming after you, I'm impressed that even with some pretty awful grabs, I've been able to get stuff back with this one. The truck, if I had anything less than a perfect grab, you just have logs get dropped out of the side of it or whatever. Now that I haven't had any escape this, we definitely have. It's shaking a bit. It's not happy about that. But I think it'll do well enough to get it over here, which is all I really care about. Well, here comes the train. I don't think enough time to move, so back it up, 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 back it up. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's what you want. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I never tried. The way we'd find out is I just back up the van and say, okay, can you hook up? And it either won't give me the option or will. Why? 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 Game. Why? I'm gonna bust up my gas station. Okay, sorry about that. This is gonna be a fiasco. As well as things that, like, we had something I needed to start cooking that was gonna go bad soon if we didn't. So I had to get started. Just took a couple more minutes than I planned. But that's fine. You have returned with ramen, and you're gonna share with the class, right? Alright, what were we doing? Who are we? What was going on? Oh, right. You two. I need you to order sausage. Well, Salty here got... No, actually, I'm sorry. Good old Zomboid, love it. Yeah, so the Zip was here with the program, order the sausage. But rest, not so much. Alright. So we're just waiting on one more person to order sausage. And then we can rank up our tavern again. And we're gonna rank up our tavern and, like, instantly build out the next whole tier. Because I've got tons of money. If you can find me before I eat it, I'm not that motivated. It'll be easier for me to acquire ramen of my own if I wanted. I mean, probably not at this hour at night. Well, actually, I'm willing to bet I could find ramen at this hour at night. All right, so your urgent order. There you go. Like, you go back a couple years, there was, like, no ramen choices anywhere nearby me. But it was just a couple years ago that it was, like, right as the pandemic was starting that we started having a bunch of, like, ramen places pop up all over the place, which I really appreciate because I actually really enjoy a good ramen or a good pho. Nope, that's a soup. We won't worry about it. But yeah, it's always one of those things that, like, it seems like for a while in the area, they can find no shortage of, like, Chinese or Mexican food. And that's true of most of the US. Like, when you get way up north, Mexican food's hard to find. But otherwise, Chinese and Mexican food, you can find it basically everywhere. And then down here, we also have lots and lots of barbecue places. And it feels like what happened was the number of Chinese and Mexican places kind of dwindled down a little bit and made room for other stuff to move in. Which is good, because it still means we have those options available. But in addition to that, we've got more variety. And I live in a very touristy area, so I am spoiled absolutely rotten for having a lot of food options. Like, that's, I've joked about, too, like, moving different places. Like, I'll tease her every once in a while. It's like, hey, do you want to go and, like... And usually I'll start off as like, hey, you know what? We could go over, we go to this tropical island, but there'll be the stipulation that we have to farm. And the moment farming comes up, she's like, nope. Nope. She's like, I escaped. I'm not going back. Cool. That was the last sausage I needed to do. Are you... Why make that 2 different quests? Why not just make it 1 quest like the last time? Alright, I apparently have to deliver a bunch of meat and soup. At least they were ordering the meat and soup fairly consistently. Alright. It's the fact that we've been, like, doing this whole time. And only now are they like, oh yeah, probably get more of that. Alright, that's fine. So let's check out our inventory. Because I still can't level up until we do that. That, honestly, is pretty annoying. I also need to check, make sure I've got all stuff sorted. That said, the soup I actually don't think they were ordering super well. The steak they seem to. Guess I don't care about any of that. Alright. Toss our poorly poured wine. Oh, there we go. That's fine. Y'all can handle that. I'll keep working the bartender thing. I mostly care about selling soup and meat. Oh, I need water for the next batch of soup. How's the tavern business? It's going pretty well. How's it going, Kildrix? Can I get a shout out for Kildrix? Sausage is meat, right? Yeah, no, but in this particular case, when I say meat, I'm referring to like the steaks. Hey, how's it going? We've been having yourself some good streams and all that. Alright, go ahead and get the next ones ready. Game looks great. The game is really good. We finally kind of hit a point where the pacing kind of is not great at the moment. Like, it's been good all the way up to this point, but we're pretty far along now. If I go to actually show you the upgrades kind of thing, like we have our improvements that you get. So we've already done tons and tons of improvements to this place. And for context, we're trying to unlock level 8, and then your last upgrades happen at level 10. So we're, like, context is we're getting towards that home stretch. But it's not, like, I already have the money and the reputation to upgrade, but it won't let me until I finish, like, these quests. And the quests just deliver certain, certain goods. And so it is getting a little annoying in that I just have to wait for them to order the goods. I can't really speed it up in any ways. But it's been really good otherwise. Oh, an urgent order? Who's the urgent order? Urgent order of 2 wines. There you go. All right. Yeah, no, but it's been a lot of fun. We also been doing a lot of the crime scene cleaner. We did that yesterday and the day before that. We finished that game, and that was a lot of fun. All right, take the soup. Drop off the sausage, keep these things moving. Grab a sausage, grab a soup, grab an ale. They're trying to keep 2 of the meat and 2 of the soup on hand at all times, so when someone shows up, I can beat the fairies to delivering it. I only got 2 people who are drinking themselves into next year. But you lurked you lurked for a bit of a crisis. Game looked good too. Oh yeah, no, it's excellent. Like, the number of secrets they have in that game, it's got good humor, good pacing and everything. It is one of those things that's like, it's weirdly like a nice, cozy, chill game, while being thematically as far from cozy as can be. We ran out of water. Someone threw up in the tavern, and so people are upset about it. Cool, man. Thank you, wifey. I will. I appreciate you. Oh, our tavern is a disaster. Alright, so just trying to clean this up. Alright. Let's get you out of here. Hey. Take care of her. Is there any other tables that need emptied? Alright. Okay, we can go ahead and grab 2 of those. Now we got fairies taking care of the other stuff. They're just not keeping up at all. And I've got 5 sausage to go. Okay. There, so I've got this all caught up for like the lunch rush or dinner rush or whatever it is. Let's get all this dropped off and get more going. So you just need more water. Dinner rush, yep. Yeah, for those who don't know Kildrix, absolutely a fantastic content creator on the platform. Someone I definitely recommend check it out. Plays a whole range of stuff, but plays like RimWorld, Project Zomboid, Valheim, all sorts of good stuff over there. Nice fun level of chaos over there and all that. Z, you ate ramen at your desk. Does that count as eating at a table? Yes. Desk is table. Can confirm. Hey, don't mind the fact that your steak here is on a on dirty trays. I promise you, it's as hygienic as it would be otherwise. I'm not saying it's a hygienic thing. Like, I'm not saying it's actually hygienic. It just, it was never going to be. So you know, it's no, you get what I'm saying. All right. Oh man, I got 5 VIP orders. I bet you I've run out of wine that's already poured over there. And so it's just backlogged. go. So what do you got going on over here? The tavern is dirty. Look, I'm busy. Maybe if people wiped their feet once in a while, we wouldn't be in this situation. Alright, so you already got that. Cool. Okay. I need you to keep ordering soup and meat. There you go. That is just what I want you to do. Alright, all that needs wood. So keep that going. Alright. Even rich people have yucky feet smell. It is true. I don't mind if they stink up the place, because I can just point at them and say that's their fault. But the amount of dirt they track into this place is really unreasonable. Alright, so you're all fine for right now. Okay, so delivery resources. I really need to top off my supplies. We're basically running out of a lot of things. I wonder if there's a limit on how much you could deliver at one time. Alright. Okay. But yeah, so the fact that, like, I'm stuck unable to advance despite having ridiculous amounts of money because we're just waiting for people to order something, and all I can do is kind of hang out and wait for it. Definitely the first thing in this game they've been, like, not really a great situation. Alright, so I need to deal with that. So get you sorted. You're good, you're good. Alright, and while I've got a quiet moment, I'm gonna quickly mute my microphone and, you know, make some food happen here real fast, because I have tacos and I don't want them to be a problem. So I want to enjoy that real fast. So I'm gonna quickly mute my microphone and I'll be back in just a minute. There we go. Normally I'm pretty bad about just actually sitting down and taking the time to eat, but in that particular case, with it being like soft shell tacos, if I didn't do that, it's just going to be soggy otherwise. And that would be a tragedy. It would be a tragedy to let tacos sit there until they were like goopy.
What's the worst that could happen?
They would still be delicious, but you know, it'd still be a tragedy. It's just one of those things that we had the ingredients for, we had to use them up. Because it had fresh veggies and all that. If I didn't use them up, then it would be much sadder. Alright. So we definitely saw the negative because someone got sick. I also was laughing. I was trying to deliberately keep this person in frame. For whatever reason, so the fairies automatically deliver stuff and everything. And for whatever reason, the fairies were just straight up ignoring the person at the bar and taking care of everyone else, regardless of the order they came in. Like that party of 4 that like showed up that I gave the I think it was a steak to or whatever. The fairies just completely ignored, like the party of 4 showed up, completely ignored the person already sitting there being like, hey, I'd like a drink, and just being like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this party of 4 first. Oh, there's like VIPs in the other room. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of them next. Oh, I want to beat the fairies to that. Because that's a lot of soups. Yeah. Alright, how are we doing in this? These are still going alright. Oh. Go ahead and take that last soup out here. Drop it down there. We have an urgent order. Oh, you're an urgent order? Well, you've already got it handled, so thanks, man. So I need to get some more water. Oh, you only have to type in the word ale, like all capital ALE. No angle brackets or anything. It's trying to show that that's what it is. I do agree that it is not exactly clear that you just need to capitalize. Yeah, exactly. If you just say ALE, all caps, you can be one of the customers here. Oh, people tracking all the dirt in here. Okay. So you're making the soup already. We've got the steak in pretty good order. Just let me improve my building. It's so annoying that I'm like trapped behind selling specific things manually myself. Because like I am just swimming in cash. All right. Like I said, it wouldn't be so bad if they let me do the 4 initial items at the same time, but the fact that I had to do 2 of them and then the next 2 was kind of the thing where it's like, It feels like an artificial way to delay it, because I know you could do it and they did it before. But it feels like there's the point where they're like, oh no, they're finishing the game too fast. Hang on. Just put the quest objectives as separate stages. That way, they get double their playtime. We haven't had like a beggar, I think, show up for a long while. Did you charge for it the way you see it? Yeah. Oh, you're already on it. Alright, so we're almost done with the soup. Sense of pride and accomplishment. Oh man, was that, what was that from? There's a bunch of games that come to mind that could be. Like, I could see that being Portal. I could see that being... I'm blanking on the name, the one where you, like, wander around and, like, there's a narrator. I'm blanking on the name of it all of a sudden, even though I played it a bunch. Yeah, so you're doing that. Let's grab more steaks.
Hello there.
All right. Stanley Parable, right. It was either Stanley Parable or it was Portal that had the whole thing when they were joking about they just make you do some like ridiculous over-the-top thing. And you're like, it says, no, I think it was Stanley Parable. I think it's where you walk up to the one door and you click on it a bunch of times and he has you just running around clicking on random doors and all that. And he makes a comment along the lines of, you know, leaving you with a sense of feeling and accomplishment. Ah, it's from the from like an EA quote. I could see that, and then it was more than likely Stanley Parable was teasing about it. Alright. So we're a bit over halfway through the steaks, and we are almost completely done with the soup. I do wish there was a way you could, yeah, when, Battlefront 2 dropped and the game first came out, it was met with extreme hostility because of how egregious their microtransaction schemes were. it is always one of those things that you kind of want to be the fly on the wall, that they had one of the higher ups at Disney, you know, called up like one of the higher ups at EA, and then suddenly they dropped almost all the microtransactions for a while and like really backed off on everything. Like, you want to be the fly on that wall for that phone call. You know, Disney with its lawyers going, you gotta straighten this stuff up, or else. Because while you don't want to mess with EA's lawyers seem like, you know, simple time, you know, baby lawyer by comparison to the mouse. There's few absolutes in the universe, and one of those is you don't mess with the mouse's lawyers. Disney knows how to litigate. You saw this game, everyone said it was extremely buggy and broken at the moment. I actually haven't had any problems. Which might be me being lucky. Because I definitely know there's other content creators who have played it who have had issues. And I don't know the specifics. I believe it was around the ferries getting stuck, which I just haven't experienced. But that said, I might just be lucky. Alright, so we have delivered enough soup. So I still got 11 more steaks to do. No, you got to do it. Hey, Disney has a really big legal problems at the moment. Not that I'm aware of. Usually you hear about that stuff in Central Florida because they basically employ half of Central Florida. So usually anytime any major news happens with them, you hear about whether you want to or not. All right. So you need water. Grab that and we'll get you water. Okay, so you got both those to deal with the water there. All right. Elon Musk has one, and one former employee Disney has one, supposedly. I don't know. Has one what? Like, don't get me wrong, someone's always suing Disney, but usually, the vast majority of the time, Disney wins. Or you never hear of the outcome because they settle out of court. Not that they're never at fault or anything, there's absolutely times where they're the ones who mess up. But there's a lot of people who see suing the mouse as a get-quick-rich plan. But there is stuff that does happen, like there was a lady who took a spill off a curb because it was poorly lit. And she won because the people looked at it and went, yeah, you need to have that curb lit. That's like, seriously a danger, man. We're gonna have this step where no one expects it and you can't see it. In an area where you're gonna have a bunch of tourists running around. Alright, so I need to get wood in there so I can keep cooking the steaks. And the urgent order is for a wine and a cheese. Elon Musk case was about discriminatory racism in Disney. Oh, if it's anything that Elon Musk is making claim, just put it up there with, like, straight up as, like, the top tier garbage stuff. The man claims so much stuff that has no basis on reality. Yeah, that wouldn't even be a blip on the radar. Yeah, and I see that as a performative thing. But that's just, you know, it's just one of those things that, like, Elon these days, the dude has lost his marbles. They're more likely to get their binding arbitrary clause struck than lose to Elon. Yeah. Well, the arbitrary stuff, that's not even Disney alone. That's been an industry-wide problem that's been going on for a long time now, that I am very happy that there's been a lot more light to it. Because the idea that's like, okay, you sign these terms of services, you're not allowed to sue us, you gotta go through our, like, you know, a court case that we almost control. It's like, and then, you know, people still losing that tells you how bad it really was. That you got to choose the terms and everything and you still lost. I genuinely personally feel like forced arbitration as a concept shouldn't even be legal. Like, the companies like it because it means they don't have to go through, like, all of the normal court proceedings, and usually it works out to their benefit in a big way. Disney recently tried to argue Disney plus arbitration clause covers killing a customer, serving them something they're allergic to. I missed that one. Usually Disney is exceedingly paranoid about its image. So stuff like that, it usually won't push back on. It'll usually try and settle with people as fast as possible to get it to go out of the news. Because the negative press is more damaging than the actual loss of money. Because Disney lives and dies by PR. Yeah. No, honestly though, like, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they have forced arbitration clauses. And I am 100% on board with anything that gets rid of those. Just like I'm on board with just about anything that gets rid of NDAs. Very different problems, but those kind of things where you basically restrict how a person's even allowed to tackle things. Oh, you're already fine. You know, I hadn't heard about that one. That said, I don't super duper keep up with, like, Disney news or anything like that. It's like I said, though, everyone and their sister works for Disney around here. Like, if you're in Central Florida, they either work for Disney or SeaWorld or Universal, or if you go farther west, Busch Gardens. Like, the tourism side of thing employs so many people here. I need you to order steak. Is the news cycle like a week ago? Just for how egregious it was? Gotcha. Yeah, no, I hadn't heard about it. But yeah, no, like I said, I am very against forced arbitration. They're tied up. Well, I do agree that there is purposes for NDAs, but, like, stuff like the NDAs and non-competes and all that can be a problem. So, to be clear, if you actually genuinely have a novel idea, there is certainly an argument to be made for an NDA to protect your intellectual property and yada yada, so that you can execute it on it before someone else can steal it from you. And I agree with that. But then, like, NDAs that are still in place after a project gets axed, or, you know, like all the different things, like just blanket NDAs that apply to just any work at a company, regardless of if it is something that makes sense. It does feel like they should have to justify that the NDA is for something that is not, like, almost the same kind of stuff that you'd be allowed, I should say, you should be allowed to patent, not the stuff that isn't allowed to patent. Because if it is something that's like, hey, like the number of times that I've had, so it's like, oh, we want you to sign an NDA so we can talk to you about a project. It's like, all right, fine, whatever. Okay, well, we want to make the next Facebook, except for musicians. And you're like, dude, first of all, this is a dumb idea. Second of all, like, you don't even have a fully baked idea here. You just see Facebook and you think money. And then on top of that, you're making me sign an NDA. It's like, I can assure you, right now, there is probably in this very moment, probably over 100 other people with the exact same idea who are talking to someone who is also telling them it's a terrible idea. Like, you don't have anything to be protecting here, friend. There we go. The play's like in a permanent state of showing as dirty. I honestly just want the cleaning fairy just because then with stuff like this where I'm like, what is the thing that's hurting my cleanliness in this place? Is there like, there's a footprint underneath that seat that's hurting it? Like, what is the thing that's doing it? Please get rid of it. Don't have to like track down the hidden thing. But yeah, no, I would say of the number of NDAs I've had to sign as a developer over the years, there's probably been like 2 that it's like, no, you know what? This is an appropriate reason for an NDA. All the other ones were just, you know, again, projects that weren't new, novel, interesting, or whatever, that the person thought they had $1 billion idea, and you kind of said, look, man, you don't have a, like, you have the kind of idea that you put a whole lot of money into it, and then you walk away not making a penny, is the kind of idea you got. That used to be the conversation I got to the point, is they'd have their idea, it's like, what's your monetization strategy? Oh, advertising. Okay, so you don't have a plan. Like, you were just hoping money just appears out of the ether. You know, just going shrug advertising. Like, that didn't work 10 years ago. Like, for as much as people make fun of Twitch with the advertising thing, they have lots of monetization strategies on top of that. They have, the subs, they have, the agreement with Twitch Prime, they've got bits. You have like where they take a cut of the revenue that content creators make of all those things as well. You have sponsorships, they have all sorts of agreements and all that they do with different things. Like, Twitch has a lot of ways that Twitch monetizes. And even with all that, Twitch has never been profitable. And so someone going, shrugs advertising, you're like, excuse me. And they'll be like, what? I mean, YouTube does it. YouTube took like 15 years to become profitable. Twitch does it, or sorry, Twitter does it. And Twitter for a very, very long time wasn't profitable. I actually don't know if Twitter ultimately did get profitable. I know they've been doing horrifically badly with their advertising lately. Something about telling your advertisers they can go F themselves publicly, and then being surprised when your advertisers leave. But you don't think they want to show profit, honestly? You often don't for subsidiaries? Yeah, no, it's one of those things that, like, I've had other creators who are very doom and gloom. They're like, oh man, it's never been profitable. You know, Twitch is going to go away any time now. It's like, well, no. So Twitch isn't profitable, but it's also those things that Amazon gets non-direct value out of it. That with stuff like the number of people who get Amazon Prime because of the ad value that we get from Twitch Prime, and that Amazon very heavily, when it comes to pursuing different clients and all that, uses Twitch as a thing, saying, hey, you know, we're in with those hip young kids and their internets and all that stuff. So it is those things. The gold mine. Data preference of games tied to emails. Well, yeah, so Twitch doesn't sell our data, you know, directly or anything like that. That's actually one of the things that, when we look at the ways Twitch could make money, they could do some pretty nefarious stuff and make some solid cash if they wanted to. And for the most part, they don't. Yeah, they advertise a lot more than a lot of us would like, but really, when it boils down to it, they're pretty tame with most of that. Like, the advertisings are the advertisings, which usually my counter argument to that is, hey, go look at literally every single... That's not where I wanted to put that. That's where I did put it. Look at every single content creation platform on the internet. Find one without ads. Come back to me when you get there. Let me rephrase that. Find one that's relevant without ads. There's definitely some who are doing the startup, operate at a loss till you get market share strategy, and most of them don't survive past that phase. Let's see, what Chad YouTube video talking about how they put 4K behind a paywall because of how much storage required for 4K. Oh yeah, nuts. That's one of those things that, like, you'll have people like absolutely throw a fit about it, where they're like, hey, you know, Twitch should really be allowing us to do all this stuff. And you're like, I don't think you understand how expensive hosting video is. My employer, before I started working at, or not working at Twitch, I don't work for Twitch, I do content for Twitch. But my employer before that, we did host video content. And that said, the breadth of video content we offered was nowhere near like YouTube or Twitch. Like, it was a drop in the bucket by comparison. And our operating costs were absolutely absurd, hosting even all of our own stuff to reduce costs. Like, it was really mind-boggling how expensive it is. Because not only do you have to pay for the storage, which honestly the storage isn't that expensive, but you also have to pay for like the bandwidth of providing stuff, and you're not going to be able to just host it in one place. You're going to have multiple data centers in multiple countries who all have their own bandwidth limitations and all that, who also all have, you know, their own data storage they got to deal with locally and yada yada. You get the idea. It ends up being really costly. And people are like, oh, well, Amazon handles it. It's like, well, right. Servers and bandwidth still cost servers and bandwidth. Amazon isn't an ISP. It still has to pay its bandwidth. They probably have really good deals with ISPs where, you know, I give them a good rate and they give me a good rate, but it's not going to be free. And the truth is, outside of when they shared their numbers with their shareholders, we're not going to get the precise information. But the point is, it'd be heckin' expensive. It'd be heckin' really expensive. And then we take into consideration that just having 3.5 viewers average puts you in the top 95%, like you're in the top 5% of all of Twitch as far as viewership goes. Just 3.5. They're still paying for that disk space. Well, I mean, not for the affiliates, or the less than affiliates are not really, but they're still paying for the bandwidth for all of that. So 95% of which is basically just an expense. Because if you're not affiliate or whatever, you don't have ads. You can't make a dime, which means Twitch by proxy can't make a dime. And that's those things that I've heard rumblings that's going away, that the people at 3.5 and like people who are not affiliate, I should say, being able to go ad free. After we had some high profile people because they wanted to multi-stream before that was allowed, were, you know, dropping their partnership if they were primarily funded by sponsorships. And then no ads and everything on Twitch, so Twitch is basically nothing but expense to have that person hosted here, and getting nothing from it otherwise. So it's kind of a loophole that it wouldn't surprise me if they close it. But yeah, at those low traffic, even serving you ads, Twitch is losing money on that stream. Zach Rowe with this huge amount of viewers unaffiliated. Yeah, no, and that's kind of one of those things that it's one of those things that, like, if Twitch just said, yeah, well, we're not gonna let you do that anymore, and he goes, well, you have to. No, they don't. I mean, like, for better or worse, it's a business. Finding the number of people who try and find the gotcha, like, work around the terms of service and, like, find the little gaps in there, and it's like, you know they're just being nice, right? Like, as a company, you don't have to break the terms of service for them to kick you off the platform. Like, it's not some government or something that, you know, can't enforce stuff unless you break the law. Now, obviously, if they owe you money, they have to pay you the money that they're supposed to pay you or whatever. But they can kick you off the platform. Yeah, his yearly cost of Twitch is almost 10 million according to third-party cost calculator. Yeah, Twitch is not a constitutional right. Exactly. Oh, freedom. Finally, let's upgrade our freaking place. We're gonna order our goods first. Yeah, like the number of people who argue stuff that are like, but it's not against the rules. It's like, it doesn't matter. Twitch can be like, yeah, well, we don't like it. They don't typically do that, but they can, and you have no argument against them because they can do what we want. It was that shocked Pikachu face when companies do company things. Yeah, well, it's also one of those things that, like, not even companies. Oh, we've got a beggar showing up. I think there's an achievement for giving the beggar money. Thank you, dear. I'll tell everyone. Cool. So we got an achievement for giving the beggar money. But yeah, it's one of those things that, like, people do tend to get super shocked about it. When, you know, you're like, wait, they can tell me no and all that? Is around 3 million? Yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of money. But the point being is you look at someone who's like, okay, I'm going to try and take advantage of some loophole so I don't have this one minor undesirable thing that is an expectation of me for using your platform to generate money. Like, Twitch can turn around and be like, alright, well, you're not allowed to do that now. And goes, oh, what? Yeah, you're just not allowed to do that now. Oh. Can I have my partnership back? No. No, you cannot. They probably would. But you get the idea. Okay. Alright, so ferry helper. So we can get a ferry that's a bartender. We can get additional tray. And the washing upgrade. Yeah, so that's just 2 more ferry helpers. So very honestly, it doesn't look like we get any more major functional upgrades now. Like, that's just where we're at. Okay, so we got 2 more. So you will be a bartender. And you'll also be a waitress. Let's make sure everything's topped off. All right. So our bar supposedly got bigger. This space looks like it's the exact same. Okay, so this got slightly longer over here in the regular space. Yeah, so I do think this will be the last stream we have of this game. It's a really fun game, but we're at the point where we're not going to get new systems or functionality. It's literally going to be, what have you been doing? Okay, more. And that's fine for gameplay, for like on your own kind of thing. But for streaming, you know, it's not exactly the most exciting. Does anyone want soup? Yeah, you over there. Alright, so we got our fairy bartender who should be... Yeah, there we go. Cool. So I now handle drinks for everyone. Alright. Meanwhile, we can go in here and check on furniture. Noble furniture, so I can add another table. So I can add a table for 4 to our noble furniture. That should be interesting, how I'm going to shove that in someplace. Alright. Yep, so I'm mostly just now dealing with drinks and clearing tables from time to time. Alright. Okay, so you need water. This does mean that for a negative, we are going to be in the situation where... We are going to get to the situation where the water collection, it doesn't look like we can ever automate. And it also doesn't look like we can ever automate the chopping wood. And this does sound like it'll be kind of a similar... in the outhouse. So it does sound like it'll kind of be the similar problem that we run into with... a supermarket simulator, where as you automate all the systems away, you get just a handful of systems you can't automate, and then your entire game becomes just doing those 1 or 2 things. That's fine. We'll probably put you back in the rack. Alright, so let's see where I can fit the table for 4. See how that works. I'm expecting pathing to be awful. And cleaning. I could have sworn there was... Was there not a fairy we could get for cleaning? So let's see what improvements we have. So, we can only... This is just expanding, so literally no new systems. We just get more. We don't have anything new listed here for that. We just get 2 more helpers. Yeah, so once in a while we can get different guests. We actually haven't seen hardly any unique guests. We've just had the, We've had the homeless person show up. Alright, the bartender. You can tell the bartender's doing their job because they pour poor quality drinks. Well, okay quality drinks, whatever. Got some VIP orders. Alright. Yeah, so it looks like no matter how far you get, cleaning will never be an automatable thing. So far as what we've got here, chopping the wood will never be automatable, cleaning the outhouse will never be automatable. Those kind of things. Which isn't the end of the world. It just means, as we move along, the game will become more and more that and nothing else. Which is a bummer, and that's a problem that's very common in these types of genres. That a lot of them will give you some automation abilities, but there's always gaps in it, whether for technical reasons or, you know, that's what they decided the player will be more likely to enjoy. My assumption is once we finish delivering the drinks, it's just going to go through all of the food items again. If it does, we'll probably bail at that point. Because that won't be particularly interesting to go through. Alright. Checking our deliveries. We're going to increase our carrying a little bit more on the drinks. Alright. Get out of here. Tiny Irish. Had too much to drink. We have an urgent order. You'd like a wine and a cheese. There we go. All right. Grab a bunch of steaks. Keep all that moving as best we can. Meanwhile, they're just sitting there like, man, I wonder if these people are going to give us our cheese. All right. Who's the urgent hoarder? It's not you. Sausage and a steak. And I see that we don't have steak ready. Okay, so you need firewood. All right. Okay, so we've got an important guest. So let me just toss this in here so that doesn't back up. Okay, so soup and a steak, I believe it was. Rejoice! You have the honor of receiving the court sorceress. I value cleanity, quality, and food and speed. Don't embarrass yourself. Get ready for the best and quickly. Yes, my lady. I definitely did not give you the best, by the way. Just like I definitely have not given those nobles in the other room their stuff. I feel like 2 points not covered by the ferry should be the outhouse as well. Yeah, no, I would really like them to have like the cleaning ferry, and that would handle like cleaning the floor and the outhouse. I appreciate cleaning. I'm horrified by this whole. I'm sorry, my lady. Look, I keep sweeping it. It's not my fault you show up at rush hour and there's a billion customers just wrecking the place constantly. Also, for the love of everything, give them that piece of cheese. They've been sitting here for like 6 hours. Okay, and they've got the soup. And grab wood for that. When were doormats invented? I know, right? Alright. And you're already out of water again. Yeah, so it's the exact same problem you run to Supermarket Simulator. Where as time goes on, you do less and less and less of the, like, certain things, and you just, all your time gets spent just drawing water, throwing wood in there, and whatnot. So barring some secret, like one of the people who shows up that's a special guest giving us a power, which has not been a system in the game. Not been a system in the game at any point so far. Basically what you're seeing now is what the rest of the game is going to be. Which, again, isn't bad. But, I feel like it'll get way too repetitious. Alright. So I'm trying to think if there... Let's check the decorations. Make sure there's nothing that appears to be functional here, so let's check furniture. Yeah, so we've got these iron tables, which they don't tell you at all what makes the iron tables better, worse, or different. Yeah, and like none of those seem to really do a whole lot. So no new furniture to speak of at all. And none of the decorations have been functional so far. They've all been just appearance. And there's no rugs or carpets or anything like that. We're right about to reputation up, so we'll let that happen real fast. And then what we might do from there is, we might switch things up at that point. Yeah, the guards are still in their position, doing their stuff. We already stole the helmet from over there. All right. One moment. Okay. Sorry about that. I think for me, the biggest thing is, like, right now I can see that we actually have a pretty... Like, we're right about to drop a whole level in cleanliness. And especially this like, VIP room, just seeing the footprints can be very hard, because it's dark on dark. Yeah, so, like, I'm running around sweeping, trying to figure out where this mess is. Alright. Okay, so I think we got fully cleaned finally. But yeah, no, I think the things I would like to see is if you actually look at what we've got here. So we've got 2 more whole tiers that really don't have... Yeah, I mean, actually, 3 whole tiers that don't have anything. I'd like to see them add stuff there, like to get a couple more of the ferries. And then sometime around in this area to be able to get a cleaning ferry. I think a cleaning ferry that could do the toilet and then would very, gradually clean up the floors. And keep it around the same pacing as everything else has been, where you as the player can kind of outrun it, like, a little bit. It's just not quite enough to keep up with people normally, so every once in a while you gotta kind of throw in a hand. I think that'd be really good to make it so you don't have to constantly sweep. Because the more and more of that kind of stuff you do, the more and more as the player, if I like cleaning the place, I can spend my time cleaning the place and let the fairies handle the order. Like put more waitress fairies out there. If I can't stand cleaning the place, instead I can focus on, instead if I really enjoy cleaning the place, I can have more waitresses, or I can do that. Give it enough so your limit is the number of fairies you have, not the tasks they can do. So that there's always a task that you're just not going to have, task or 2, that you just cannot have enough people to do it. Or you can split the difference, so you do a little bit of everything, but it's more of watching to see what falls behind. Alright. Hey Harry, how's it going? And I also mentioned earlier, it'd be nice if we could sit there and have, like, on the screen, so we could say, I want to keep, like, maintain 20 of that. And then I could go to the desk and just say, hey, I want to restock. And it'd be like, alright, restocking will cost you 670, gold. And it'll just take you to whatever you said is the amount you want. Because mashing the up arrow, like, that's not a meaningful thing. That's, like, not a decision I'm making. I've already made my decision, which is how much I'm going to buy. Like, just streamlined it for me actually facilitating whatever decision I made. Alright. Okay, so you're already working on that. Yeah, and with our number of customers skyrocketing, like the dishwasher, just the one dishwasher fairy has been absolutely able to keep up with the dishwashing, but it has resulted in me just needing to run way more to get water. Okay, you're already on it? Cool. Alright. Yeah, I think actually here in a minute we'll probably switch up the games. Like, I'm already seeing that literally I'm just going to be pacing back and forth doing exactly this. And, like, I could buy a couple extra tables, but that's not going to really change anything other than just more customers. So the fact that, like, right now... Like, this is the point where it feels like we've finished the changing content in the game. They need more special things happen? Yeah, I could see having more event. So, like, to give you an idea what things that Gas Station Simulator does that makes this part, like, where this phase of the game happens in so many of these, where you start suddenly becoming content dry, they'll start doing stuff like you'll have, like, the party bus who shows up who suddenly overwhelms your staff, or you'll have, like, this random weather event shows up that you now have to deal with. So they have some, like, wild card things that, you know, pop in and really impact things. About the most this one has, you'll have, like, the beggar who shows up, which that's just a matter of you pay her to go away or you hit her with a pan. You'll have the thief who shows up into your warehouse once in a while. Or, like, they also have, like, the kid who shows up who's super annoying. You know, that kind of stuff in Gas Station Simulator. So they do some random things that you drop what you're doing and you go deal with them. And it doesn't feel like this game has much of that. They're probably not gonna let me just straight up... Yes, they are gonna lock me behind doing the next thing. And I am 90% sure what they're going to do is exactly what they did the last time, which is we'll finish all these tasks to give them the ale, and they'll be like, okay, well, now you need to deliver cheese and meat. Okay, well, now you need to deliver, you know, sausage and whatever. And it feels like it's just been a way of artificially making the game longer. Which I get it. We're getting to the end of the content of the game. Like, I'm not unhappy with what we got here. Like, I think it's excellent, in fact. But it is very clearly we're approaching the end of what content they've got in the game. Maybe a little surprised with the original quest. Oh, if you're introducing new game mechanics so far as quest things and that at this phase, and that hasn't been a thing they've been doing as they go. Are there Easter eggs outside? Yes, we got most of them though. Like, we found a helmet that was clearly one of the like an Alliance guard helmet at some type of shrine that was like a nod to stuff. Yeah, a thirsty dragon with a massive order shows up. Right, a dragon who wants like 20 orders of ale or something, but it'll only hang around for a little while, so you gotta sit there and like break out your 3 trays and max them out multiple times over. Like, you get some kind of warning that the dragon's on its way. I also personally think the fairies delivering stuff should count towards the quest progression. Because otherwise I'm in this like awkward race to get to stuff before the fairies do. Okay, so we are done with the ale. I don't need to handle any more ale. Oh, the toilet's dirty. So I'm just going to clean things up, and it'll work the VIP, because I'm trying to just see that Dwarven Happy Hour. Exactly. Like, they've got a lot of good stuff happening here. But, like, where I would love to see the game progress is give us some more wild card kind of things. And then give us again, like you don't even need to give us more fairies. Like the number of fairies they give us is fine. Just make it so we have more things we can have them do. Chop the wood, clean the floors and that. And it means you'll have to take a fairy away from being a waitress to do that. So you can kind of, oh, perfect. So you can kind of pick what you want them to work on. Alright, so let's check on our inventory, because I haven't in a little while. Ah! My warehouse is getting full. Alright. Poltergeist at night? Yeah, just, like, it doesn't even matter what you do. The whole point is you do stuff to mix up what's going on. We got an urgent order. And you need water, and the other one needs water. Maybe some repair jobs, like stuff gets... Yeah, no, I can see that as well. Basically, anything you could do, because like you notice I'm just like in a pattern now. That's what you want to avoid with these games, is you want to avoid the player just being in a quick pattern. All right, so you want a cheese. Need our wood for this. It's a tism trap? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, sorry, I'm not 100% clear. Because weirdly, this game is chill, but also keeping a constant sense of urgency running around. All right. Repeatism? I don't... Repeatism? Yeah, just... You get, like, repeating the same thing again and again. Like, don't get me wrong, there are times that this can be the fun thing. That you're not really thinking or concentrating on what's happening. You're just kind of zipping around, waiting for, like, the next cue, the next cue, the next cue, and you just go into your pattern. Where you're doing something the whole time, and you're active, even though, like, it's not mentally engaging. There's definitely, especially, like, if you work a, like, creative pursuit kind of job, a lot of times at the end of the day, you're physically, you have a lot of energy left because your body has been stuck sitting in a chair all day, whereas mentally, you're burned. Like, you spent all day concentrating and all that, and there's just not a whole lot. You remember a bunch of floor sweeping in Gas Station Simulator because NPCs were terrible? But it was the least favorite thing to do? Yeah. Well, there's definitely that side of things as well as having the NPCs do a task and then do it poorly. That's certainly a problem in its own. Alright. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and see if the next thing is literally just deliver the food. If it lets me advance to the next level, we'll see if they're like how much it changes. How much iron tables? You'd try one? Yeah, no, I'm due to try one. It's just go, 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 go now because I don't have enough, like, you don't have enough people to deal with what you need to deal with. Let's get a table for 4 first, because I should be able to shove that over there, alright? Whereas the table for 6, I think will be hard pressed to get in there. Alright. Alright, just trying to clean up as best we can. Alright. I am glad they don't have a mechanic like every month. It's like every in-game month you have to come up with, 1,000 gold that just gets deleted, to pay your bills or whatever. Because those are... Oh, come on. Order the wine so I could be done with this. Get out. That's right, I'm sweeping all up in your business because you didn't order the right thing. I just got a couple more wine to be ordered and we're good. Alright, so let's go over here. Alright, so we got that moved over. Yeah, so I quickly just sat down the iron table we got real fast. Like I said, I don't like it doesn't give me any information about how it's different. No fuel antics. You can rearrange the tables if you close up. Oh, I can rearrange the tables anytime I like. I can also decorate the place more. Okay, so it looks like... Was that the regular party leaving, or that is nobles coming in? I think those are nobles coming in. They're trying to get those last wines delivered. Because we can get the last of them, we could see if if, like, I'm really, really hoping it doesn't just immediately turn around and be like, sell meat and soup now. I'm really, very heavily thinking that's exactly what it is gonna do. But also really hoping it's not. Alright, so 16, 10, 10, 9, 7. Only 4 more. So technically it could all happen in one order if someone went really wine heavy. I also could kind of go for one of the things that Gas Station Simulator did was it would have a thing on the far right that'd be like, oh no, your gas pump is out of gas. You like, someone better fill that up, like that kind of thing. That it just gave you a UI element to let you know when something was backlogged. Versus, you know, this... It does have stuff like, hey, messy table and all that. But like, it'd be nice to have a bit more information available. Stop spilling your wine all over my really nice tables. All right. So just gotta get a little bit more wine sold and it'll be good. Imagine this game in VR. I honestly, like, don't get me wrong, I have a, oh, what is it? It's one of the earlier game VRs, and I used it for a while. And don't get me wrong, there's definitely some games that are interesting and novel ideas that you can do in VR. Like Beat Saber, to me, is a really good game for VR. Lone Echo is an amazing game for VR. But generally, I have found there are not many games that I actually want to play in VR. There's certainly games that are nightmare fuel in VR. But, like, Phasmophobia is an interesting one in VR just because it's really, really a rough time. Not in the... I mean, it can be motion sickness inducing, but because it is that horror thing and putting you in the front seat, it just really, really hits different. But doing anything in VR, if you're going to be playing something for any length of time, is, in my experience, not really that good of experience. Like, for example... I think Elite Dangerous is a pretty good game in VR. I can't speak for the first-person thing, because I haven't really played it since that came out. But, just with the whole nature of being in the cockpit, it lends itself very well to VR without causing lots of motion sickness problems and all that. But the negative about it is, that's a game that you can sink hours and hours and hours into. And you just can't, like... Most people just can't do that for any real length of time VR. Either eventually it'll start causing you motion sickness, or honestly just having it pressed against your face gets all sweaty because you're, you know, it's usually not suctions on your face, not like a mask or whatever, but it doesn't really have any airflow against your face. And they've tried to make them better over the years. And they have definitely improved in that regard. Alright, 2 more wine. VR, painting and stuff is fun. Yeah. There's definitely stuff that works in VR is good. But I find it as, like, long VR games and all that don't work as well. I agree that generally speaking, there's not been many games that have come out that were not VR experiences moved to VR that were a good experience. Some were okay. Like, I want to say, didn't Subnautica get like a VR thing at some point? That you could play Subnautica in VR? And as well as ones that I heard people say, oh, it's interesting, but like, it's not really good per se. Alright, so you need to put wood in there. And like, honestly, a lot of them are just begging for motion sickness. Even if you're someone who doesn't normally get motion sickness, bad VR, you can be the sturdiest person alive. You're going under the table in a matter of time. And it's usually not that much. I've seen a number of truly horrific VR ports, mods, all that stuff. I need you to both get wine. Doppelganger, Galactic Kitty, or Kidith. All right, well, Doppelganger was on board. We'll work on that. So I just need to get rid of one more wine. There's your cheese. Wait, what? I'm sorry. Galactic Kidith actually was the one who took the wine. That was weird. It put it on Doppelganger's side and just moved it to the other for some reason. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Why would I want to ever do that? Excuse me, Mrs. You need to go in there and get some wine. Hey, look. It's 7:30 in the morning. How could you not wine? I mean, it's definitely time for a wine. You know how they say it's 5 o'clock somewhere? It is 5 o'clock somewhere. It's not the 5 o'clock they're usually talking about, but there you go. All right, yeah, screw that. Yep, literally that being the next quest. All right, I think it is time to switch. That's honestly, like, you heard me saying, this is pretty much what I'm expecting because it's a pattern now. So my comment to the devs would be as follows: 1, if you're gonna have me have 3 separate tasks, they're like, serve the alcohol, okay, now serve the food, okay, now serve the other food. Just give me all 3 at the same time. Just do the whole list, because then I'm just going to do orders and it's fine. Because all you've done by putting the tasks like this is you might as well have just told the first task to give me, like, where I had to sell like 60 of them. Because it's the same basic outcome. It is effectively an artificial time lengthener. So me as the player, I see that and I'm like, nah man, I just don't want to. So you gotta change that. I understand it means I'll progress the game faster, so we might run out of content faster and yada yada yada. Here's the answer. Add more content. Or like you don't need to like play some silly game with it. Like, I would be more interested if for your like, honestly, if you're gonna do it this way, you can either have it, 1, serve X number of customers. And even if it is 100 customers, like, you want it to be that length of time. At least I know up front versus like you hanging this like, hey, here's what we're gonna get. Oh, psych. And if you want it to be the new good, which is fair to make it the wine and cheese or whatever, that's fine. Make it just those. But yeah, I also think the fairies should count. That way people have less active play styles, all that. You can't do VR because of your motion sickness? Yeah. No, there's definitely some games even people with bad motion sickness can do sometimes, but it's not many. Like, and even then it could still be asking for a bad time. I want to get this off my plate. Boom. And I'll grab your cheese. But yeah, so I've had a really good time with this game. I've enjoyed this game. It definitely feels like, if we go to our board here, it definitely feels like with the trending things, right around 7 is where things went from, okay, the progression feels good, to like right here in the separation from 7 to 8, is where very, very suddenly, the progression went from feeling really good to being like, okay, now you're just putting up a wall to delay me. Now, I am seeing that this is the 1.0.6 version of the game, which implied this is fully released. That said, I do wonder what, like, I don't know what extra content they've got planned. I do hope they've got more planned for over here. Now, that said, if literally the ideas around here was your last time, because this is the last time we got something really new, was I believe here is when we got our last, like, additional ferry. Yeah, we got our cheese wheel. So it's like 7 is when we stopped getting new stuff, and this is just when we start getting more. If it is just going to be more to, like, level it up, just get rid of the quest after this point. Just make it a money upgrade path and a reputation path. Because, like I said, for me, the having to manually do all the deliveries is just a feels bad man. Because then I feel like I'm competing with my automation. Wait, did that just count that cheese? 1 second. Because the other ones I had to manually deliver them to count. Let's go hover. We got the 2 people with sausage over here. You got people with sausage over here. And cheese. Oh no, it's counting with the automation now. So I take that back. It didn't count it earlier. But yeah, so okay, so literally I could do this by just walking out there and sweeping occasionally. Yeah, so I guess that's okay. It still feels like an artificial time limit. But yeah, no, I've really had fun with the game. It definitely feels like when you get towards like the stretch content where you've got everything, there's that. What I would love to see is a ferry you can have clean your stuff with, the toilet and the floor, same person, and then maybe one who could draw water and chop wood. And then don't give us enough ferries to automate all of the things. Make it so I can be like, I don't feel like doing the water chopping the wood. Put a ferry over there. I'm going to go wait tables because now I don't have enough ferries handling that. Oh, you know, I've got the ferries that I don't want to wait the tables. Here, I'll run the bar. Like, it feels like that would be a nice balance. Anyways, with all that said, what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to save and exit the game here. And for those watching on YouTube, the stream will drop on the YouTube side and come back up because it's just not a thing that you can change categories on YouTube and it mean anything. So I got to kill the stream, reschedule everything, and do all that. For those over here on Twitch, just hang out. We are going to be switching over to, I think we're going to go ahead and do RimWorld today. We've got a